Hi, my name is Kendra and I'm here with the Occupational Therapy Department. Can I have you go ahead and verify your name and date of birth for me? Wonderful, thank you. Today I'm going to talk with you about your prosthetic. And I see that you have it here with you. That's great. We will first briefly discuss the components that make up your prosthetic, and then we will move into talking about how to put it on, how to use it effectively, what your wear schedule will be like, how to take it off, as well as proper handling and how to watch and protect your limb from skin breakdown. Let's get started. Let's take a look at the components. First, looking at the harness, the purpose of this feature is to suspend the prosthesis and to anchor the control cables. Then looking at the cable components, right here, this ball on the one end of the cable attaches it to the terminal device, while the hanger fitting at this other end attaches it to the harness. And then right here we have the socket. This will allow you full power and control of the prosthesis, all the while providing you with both comfort and durability. Now let's look at the elbow unit. This allows for maximum range of motion and allows for locking of the elbow at various degrees of motion. This is something that we will discuss further here in a bit, okay? Now let's look at the wrist unit right here. This allows you to choose from interchangeable terminal devices and various lock options, allowing for you to partake in a variety of daily activities. Do you have any questions so far? Okay. And then lastly, we're going to look right here at the terminal device itself. And there's two main categories. We got a passive category, and this is primarily made for cosmetic and socially acceptable purposes as it resembles that of a typical hand. Other than that, it is there for gross assist. And then it has active as a category, whereas this is used primarily for function and less so for cosmetic appearance, but the hook option is primarily meant for grasping objects. All right, let's take a look at how you will be putting your prosthesis on. When putting it on, you will want to make sure that you put a clean stump sock on at the beginning of the day or whenever you wear it for the first time that day. To apply, you will want to place the prosthesis on the table or a bed and push the stump between the control cable, which is right here, and the Y strap, which is right here, from the medial side into the socket. And so your medial side is over here, or actually more so over here. You will then want to slip your sound arm into the auxilia loop, which is right here. After that, you will grab the harness and lift it over your head so that it is positioned properly behind you. Your shoulders should be shrugged in order to shift the harness forward and into the correct position. Now let's take a look at how to effectively use your prosthesis. We're going to talk about how to effectively use it, and I'm going to go ahead and walk you through the motions, and then I will have you go ahead and imitate what I am doing. Does that sound good? Let me know if at any point you need to slow down or if you have any questions, okay? Wonderful. So I'm going to talk about your device control training first. So what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you kind of shrug your shoulders forward like this, and then we are also going to bring your arms out in front of you. These motions are necessary in order to operate the terminal device. Now, while I'm moving you through this position, I would like you to watch how the terminal device operates and gain a sense of the tension on the cable. Awesome. Now let's have you try it. And while you're going through the action, can you please verbalize to me what you are doing? Good. Now I would like you to continue to do this until the motions feel smooth to you. And while you are doing that, can I have you do it both in the seated and standing positions? Awesome. We are now going to work on opening and closing the terminal device in a variety of ranges of the elbow and shoulder. And now we will look at elbow control training. We're going to work on elbow flexion and extension, and we're going to work on flexion first. I'm going to flex your prosthesis into full elbow flexion. Notice how the control is slackened by this maneuver. I am now going to bring your shoulder forward. I would like you to hold that position when I let go. Do you feel the tension in the control cable across the scapula? I'm now going to have you relax your stump to the side of your body, allowing for your forearm to extend. Can I have you repeat what we did earlier? I will have you shrug your shoulders forward and bring your arm out in front of you, again, allowing for elbow flexion. And then, again, we're going to relax that stump down into shoulder extension, allowing for elbow extension as well. Our goal with these movements is so that you can gain enough control of the cable tension to accomplish both elbow flexion and extension smoothly and with ease. Now we're going to talk about elbow locking. I'm going to hyperextend your humerus, bringing your arm backwards, and while keeping your elbow flexed. This locks in the elbow. I'm now going to bring your prosthetic back into a neutral position, letting it go so you can see that it has locked. And then I will repeat this exact same action so that you can see how it unlocks. Now we're going to pull it all together. I'm going to have you practice locking and unlocking the elbow in various ranges of elbow flexion and extension until full flexion and extension are obtained. Do you think you've got a hang of it? Let me know if you need help with anything or if I need to slow down. Awesome. Well, let's move on to talking about your wear schedule here quickly. You will first start out by using the prosthetic 3 times a day with 15-minute intervals, with 5 minutes of that time being active use. This might be a time in which you would want to practice what we were just working on, reaching out, and for example, you could pick up a toothbrush and brush your teeth. Then by the 3rd day, we're going to still have you wear it 3 times a day, but we're going to increase the time to 30 minutes with 10 minutes of active use. This time could be an opportunity for you to work on putting on some clothes and shoes, which is what we will be looking at tomorrow. We will then increase wear and use based on how you are handling things. For safety, we will want you to go ahead and do a skin check after each time you take off your prosthetic. And this is because we want you to identify if any pressure spots or identify if you are having any problems with healing. Now let's talk about taking off your prosthetic. When taking the harness off, you'll want to think of it as a coat. You will first slip the auxiliary strap off the sound side of the terminal device and then slip the shoulder strap off the amputated side. Does that make sense to you? Wonderful. Let's move on to proper handling, storage, and cleaning. You will want to clean the prosthetic every day. Use a mild soap with a soft cloth, sponge, or an old toothbrush. Make sure that you completely dry it out afterwards. Washing it at night will allow for it to dry out overnight. You will also want to wear a clean limb sock each day. Again, you will want to use water and a mild soap to avoid any irritation of the skin. When storing your prosthetic, make sure that you lay it out on a flat surface. Now let's talk a little bit more about that skin breakdown that I mentioned earlier. It is important that you continuously check your skin on the limb to ensure that you don't see anything out of the ordinary, such as sores or any type of deterioration. Excess pressure, poor blood flow from a lack of mobility, and poor awareness of your arm are a few things that can cause this to happen. Or do you have any questions up to this point? Okay, well, you worked really well today. I'm going to leave this packet that I put together for you with you today, and you can go over it. If you find that you have any questions, just let me know tomorrow. It does have everything that we discussed today, including images of your device and its components, the elbow control training that we discussed, proper handling of the prosthetic, how to put on and take off your prosthetic, talks about your wear schedule, and also our brief discussion that we had on skin breakdown. I will be back tomorrow and we will start to work on more functional activities while you're wearing your prosthetic, such as transferring, dressing, bathing, and eating, whichever you'd like. But before I go, do you have any more questions for me? Nope? Okay, well, I hope you have a wonderful day and I will see you tomorrow.